All right. Shalom Akim. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all the praises, all the honor, and all the glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, YAHAWASHI, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and unto the elders of Great Millstone, GMS, who taught me this truth, and honors to the brethren and the Akim that has been pushing out this truth with all sincerity and in faith, and the Wadi Yahweh, Bahashim, YAHAWASHI, for allowing me to come back with another lesson. And the title of this lesson is going to be incessantly in the truth. Now, when you look up the word incessantly, matter of fact, let's just bring it up right now. Incessantly.
Here's the definition of incessantly: without interruption, constantly.
That's how we got to be in this truth. All right. No matter what happens, we can't let anything stop us from doing what we're doing. We just got to be consistent constantly. All right. Constantly, continually, all the time, non-stop.
Non-stop.
All right. We got to be non-stop without stopping or pausing. We just got to keep doing what we're doing. All right. Right. Because us being incessantly, us being non-stop in this truth, us continuing in the works of YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI, it not only will lead to salvation, but it keeps us sharp. It keeps us on our P's and Q's. It keeps us, out of line of fire, so to speak. All right, us always being abounding in this word, it keeps us, out of the wrath of YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI. Because if you're doing right in the sight and you're doing all that which is commanded, then there's no reason for the Heavenly Father to, to get you, Now you will go through chastisement, so on and so forth, but in terms of you being judged just like the rest of these people of the world, or those that are not industrious is a good word, but those that are not incessantly, meaning those that, right now, because you have some people that do this.
Occasionally.
They occasionally, are about this truth, sometimes whenever they feel like it. And that's not what you want to strive for, man. You want to strive for the masteries, Let's go back. So from here, let's go to 1 Timothy 4:12, and it says, "Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, and purity, till I come. Give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine." You see, and we have to be incessantly in that. Be attentive to reading, to exhortation, to the doctrine, and be an example of the believers. And how are you gonna be an example? By your works. Okay. By you preaching the word, you being instant. Matter of fact, let's grab that. Being instant in season and out of season. 2 Timothy 4:1, and it says, I charge thee, therefore, before Yahweh and the Lord YAHAWASHI HaMashiach, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing and his kingdom. Verse 2, preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. You see, and that's what we got to be incessantly in. We got to preach the word. We got to be instant in season, out of season, no matter what the condition may be. We got to reprove brothers. We got to rebuke and exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. All right. That's what we got to be incessantly and non-stopping, especially preaching the word. Another one that comes to my mind since I'm here, 2 Timothy 4:15. It says, study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. You see, and that's one thing, studying to show ourselves approved, always being, in this word. Okay, consistently, always, without fail, always abounding, as Paul said. 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 58, and it says, therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of Adawan, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord, you see. And that's how we got to be. We got to be steadfast and unmovable and always abounding in the work of Adawan. Abounding meaning to go above the extended measure, all gas, no brakes, pedal to the metal, man. All right. These are things that we got to be nonstop in, okay? Incessantly in. We got to be incessantly in this truth. All right. Let's see what else I got, because I got that text. So let me see. Let me grab a couple more precepts and I'll wrap up through the spirit. Ecclesiastes 2:21, and it says, for there is a man whose labor is in the wisdom and knowledge and equity, yet to a man that hath not labored therein shall he leave it for his portion. This also is vanity and a great evil, you see. And that's right. And you can't just be in this truth and then just hop out. You know what I'm saying? You in this to the end, whatever that may be. All right, whether you be a martyr, but whether you make it all the way to the end, where the Lord, where the righteous is scarcely saved, so on and so forth. Okay. But those that labor, you can't. I mean, you can leave, you can bounce out, like, oh man, this shit ain't for me. But guess what? There's gonna be, judgment's gonna lie at the door. Okay. I'll say it that way. And I'm gonna grab this last precept and then I'll wrap up through the spirit. Just something, that was on my mind, to bring forth. I thought about that word incessantly, and that just sparked a lesson in my mind. But this is the book of Galatians, chapter 6 and 9. And it says, and let us not be worried in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. You see? And that's right, we can't be worrying well doing. Don't worry about what anybody thinks, man. Because these people's thoughts and what they think and what they got to say, man, it really doesn't matter. Okay? Because we know for a fact at the end of the day that the counsel of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, that is what's going to stand. Okay? But let us not, and it says, and let us not be worrying well doing, for in due season if we reap, we shall, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not, you see. And we don't want to faint. We want to be non-stop in this truth. That's how you're going to be able to continue, like like Floyd Mayweather, he used to say, the less you get hit, the more you're gonna last in the game. Well, the more work you do and the more diligence that you put in this truth, the more to where you're non-stop, you're just consistent in this truth. You're not, ain't nothing gonna stop you from doing what you're doing. You gonna last in this truth, man. Because you showing that diligence shows that you really about YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI's business, and that's what the Heavenly Father looks for, in men, to see if you really about His work, if you really about that action, But with that, brothers, I'm gonna end it there through the spirit. I pray and I hope that this lesson was edifying, exhorting, and also comforting. As always, I want to give all the praises, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and unto the elders of Great Millstone, GMS, who taught me this truth. And honors to the brethren in the Akim out there that's been pushing out this truth with all sincerity and in faith. And to Wadi Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, for allowing me to come back with another lesson. And it's on to the next one, brothers. Shalom.